Holy crap, guys, it's actually happening. It's actually happening. Well, this news is a few days old, but it's still shocking just to believe in it. So 2 days ago, there's a report from Variety, and that Joss Whedon was in talk with Warner Bros. To write, produce, and even direct a DC movie called Batgirl. That is insane just to think about it. I mean, how exciting was that? Yes, that's right, guys. Joss Whedon, the Joss Whedon, the same man who brought us the greatest superhero Marvel movie ever, right? The first Avenger movie, right? You know, there's a time where this guy used to be up there on the same level with Christopher Nolan, right? You got the DC, where Christopher Nolan made The Dark Knight, and that was like, up until today, still the best DC movie ever. And then you got the Avenger, created by Joss Whedon later on, which is just that good. And, you know, debatably even better, but they are like up there, up on like the highest peak of greatness of superhero movie. And again, the Joss Whedon. When we talk about like comic book movies, right? I mean, we have these two greatest director out there. They are like, you know, on top of the mountain Rushmore. Like you got DC, Nolan, The Dark Knight, and then over here you get Marvel, Joss Whedon, The Avenger. And these are like the highest, the best comic book movie you can ever got back then. The funny thing is that Joss Whedon, this is back before The Dark Knight. He used to work on a story, a script for an earlier version of Wonder Woman. This is before Nolan came in with the Dark Knight movie. And unfortunately, that script didn't go anywhere, so he dropped it, and then he went over and worked for Marvel, working on the Avenger movie. It just amazingly, just to think about that now, and of course now we have the newer Wonder Woman movie which is about to come out, right? And it's just crazy just to think about it, that now is a complete the circle. He returning back to DC, but instead he coming back and work on a Batgirl movie. It's just crazy just to think about it, right? If you sit down and think about it, like your mind just explode from the fact is Joss Whedon actually willing to work on a DC movie to return to and work on a superhero movie. The fact is, you know, he said before that he's kind of done with the Avenger and all. And it's just the possibility that what is he going to do with the DC world from now on? And, you know, let's call it for what it is. Let's be honest here. DC movie so far, it could have been better, to say the least. By Warner Bros., you can see that they actually trying by bringing in talented director like Matt Reeves, who did Dawn of the Apes, and it's just a great movie. And the new movie, The War of the Planet of the Apes, also looked very exciting. The point is, he know how to make a good movie and tell a great story, right? And then over there, you also heard that you know, Warner Bros. Tried to have Matthew Vaughn, who did the Kick-Ass movie and First Class and Kingsman, all these great movies coming in and working on Man of Steel 2. And then you heard that Mel Gibson, yeah, the guy who just did Hacksaw Ridge, you know, that got nominated for Oscar. Mel Gibson, look, let's forget about his personal life, but the point is he is a great director, and now they're having him coming in and maybe possibly working on Suicide Squad 2. And then you heard that Warner Bros. Just have Chris McKay do a Nightwing movie, and he's the same guy who just brought us the Lego Batman. That movie, it got 90% on Rotten Tomato. That is insane. You know, it's not that easy to get a high score on Rotten Tomato. You know how many manager at Warner Bros. DC willing to kill just to get a 90% on a DC movie at this point? It's just crazy just to think that he actually made, you know, it's a cute animation movie, but what it proved to you that he can make a good movie with a great story. He can tell a great story. That doesn't have to involve giant robot and explosion and all the monster. What it proved is that Chris understands the universe, the world of Batman, and can tell a good story out of it. So having him doing the Nightwing movie is gonna be great. You know, I find it's funny that most of these talented director and all these movie announce that they're going to do, it more sound like a Batman universe. It's like they tried setting up a Batman universe. The fact is, they said that they built a DC universe, but besides Matthew Vaughn doing the Man of Steel 2, You got Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Suicide Squad, with most of the character, most of the villain in it are from the Batman universe. And it's just funny just to think about it. But anyway, back to the point is, you can't ignore the fact that this is the Josh Whedon that's going to do a DC movie. Yeah, sure, Marvel was great with the Iron Man, and that was the first movie that Marvel made that successfully for them and have them rise to power. And recently they have Winter Soldier, Civil War with the Russell brother, which are all great. But it's all started with this guy right here, right? With this man, Josh Whedon, right? He's the one who did the first Marvel movie that turned out to be the biggest success up until today. And with the success of the Avenger Marvel movie, look what happened after it, right? Every studio, everyone want to jump on this superhero train, and they want to make a shared universe of superhero movie, right? You got Warner Bros. Finally decide to do a Batman shared universe with Superman movie. You got Sony trying to setting up the Sinister Six and villain team up. Well, yeah, that didn't turn out so well for them, unfortunately. And then you got Fox, who tried to make more X-Men movie and make it a bigger universe. So it's like Josh Whedon and his Marvel Avenger movie have proved that if you take your time and if you deliver a high quality movie, it's very rewarding. In fact, I'm confidently to say that without the Josh Whedon Avenger, there wouldn't even be a Batman v Superman and the Justice League movie and the whole DC extended cinematic universe like we have today. Because what Avenger movie proved is that if you do a team-up movie and you do it right, it's very rewarding in both money and quality-wise, and the name will forever be known. And not only that, it make a bunch, truckload of money that help, that motivate the company to continue doing better and use that same money that they made and fund it for more movies to come. Of course, I'm not saying that, Warner Bros. And DC would never make a superhero film. Obviously, they did that a lot in the past, but they wouldn't even thought of having a team-up movie like they are planning right now, where everything's shared universe, because team-up movie is very rewarding when you do it right. So yeah, you gotta owe Josh Whedon a thank you for that. And of course, with the success of the Avenger, Marvel wants to make more movie, right? And then so they have him doing the Age of Ultron. There's more interference because they want him to set up with more movie for them, and there's a lot of restriction that he have to follow, and he got frustrated, and the movie turned out not as good as the first one, and he took it on himself, and he exhausted, and he left the Marvel universe, and you never heard of him again. So the fact is, having him coming back and decide, hey, I'm gonna make more superhero movie now, but for DC, the question that I have for you guys, what made him change his mind of going back and say, hey, I like to do some of this again, even though the previous time I got frustrated and tired, yeah, but I want to do a Batgirl movie now. That's right, guys, Josh Whedon, the Josh Whedon, the man, the king, is coming back to the DC family and direct more great superhero. Oh, by the way, I just looked it up and turned out, Civil War, yeah, great movie, right? Great Marvel movie recently. It wasn't any near make as much money as Avenger. Box office, all worldwide, yeah, so take it for what it is. Avenger, still the best. And for me, I love comic book movie, I love Marvel movie, I love DC movie. The Dark Knight is great, but deep down, honestly, Avenger is still my best of all time favorite superhero movie. So having Josh Whedon coming to DC and make a Batgirl movie, we could have the greatest DC movie ever. And look, here's the thing, it's still a talk, right? He had a talk with Warner Bros. And DC. Josh Whedon, for all we know, could leave in a few weeks due to quote-unquote creative differences. So as you can see with the Flash project, director leaving left and right. So it could happen. But for what it is, Warner Bros. And DC are trying to get the best director for the movie. At least they try, with Matt Reeves doing the Batman movie, and Matthew Vaughn doing the Man of Steel, and then Mel Gibson do Suicide Squad, and Chris McKay doing Nightwing. Just look at the level of talent. It's insane just to think about it. And we, as a comic book movie fan, we are about to get something, if assuming everything work out the way it should, we as a fan about to get something very, very special very nice treat from DC. And here's the thing that made me believe that Josh Whedon is the right choice to make a Batgirl movie. For those who don't know him to begin with, when he first started with his career, he did a lot of TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then later on Firefly, and later on there's a movie coming out based on Firefly called Serenity, and he also did another TV show called Dollhouse. The common thing about all these shows is that they have a very strong female, very kicking ass. Unfortunately for him back then, before the Avenger, he's kind of like a nobody. So those shows like Dollhouse and Firefly and even his movie Serenity got very underrated, and that's very unfortunate for him. After the Avengers' success, people are starting to know his name and went back and look at his previous work, and then they realized, holy crap, this guy been doing a lot of great movie and show. How did we not aware of it? And so it proved that it's a perfect choice for Warner Bros. To have him doing a strong female superhero like Batgirl. Now, speaking of the Batgirl movie, who is she gonna up against? Obviously, she's not gonna be Oracle, right? For those of you who don't know that, there's a time where Batgirl become the Oracle. He got shot by the Joker, and she ended up become permanently on the wheelchair, and she still go behind the scene and monitor all the superhero doing the desk job, all the computer stuff, and obviously they make a movie on that, and yeah, look how well that turned out, right? But obviously they're not gonna go that route, right? Because who would want to see a Batgirl movie with Batgirl on a wheelchair? Obviously she's gonna go out there and kicking ass, and so obviously either the Killing Joke not gonna happen, or she got from what I heard from the New 52 that she got cured. She can walk again, and she back to business and go out there and fight crime and kick ass again. It's just crazy. If you're like a DC fan who know the comic like me, your mind gonna have just endless of possibility just popping up. First of all, who is she gonna fight again? Is she gonna fight against like someone more down to earth like Riddler, where she have to fight the thug and then she go through all his Riddler trap? Or is she gonna fight like crime boss like Penguin, or with all the mafia and stuff? Most of the villain that she's gonna fight, it probably from the Batman rogue gallery, all the Batman villains. That's how it's normally been. Could she cross over with Red Hood? They could have her up against Red Hood, which is perfect because obviously they teasing Red Hood in Batman v Superman. Is she gonna cross over with Nightwing? Obviously you heard that Nightwing, there's gonna be a Nightwing movie. Is Batgirl gonna be crossing over with the Gotham Siren, which you heard they are making on that with David Ayer? They're working on Gotham Siren too with Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. If she's gonna run into them, she most likely she's gonna fight them because her ideology, she's not a criminal like them, and she probably not gonna look the other way, and she end up have to clash with them. So is she gonna be crossing over them, or is she? There's a time in the comic where Batgirl formed her own team called the Bird of Prey, which is like a group of female superhero, like Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and with Black Canary, we have one going on right now in the CW. It's not exactly the exact interpretation, but it gives you an idea of who is Black Canary. The CW Arrow TV show have a good kind of explanation about that character. So are they gonna join forward? Are they gonna be? Is Josh Whedon gonna do a team up movie in the future? Once he make up his mind, decide to go back and do more team up in the future. Is she gonna forming her own Avenger Justice League-ish kind of team where they're gonna fight a greater evil? Is she gonna cross over with the Batman that we have right now? It's just the possibility is endless, I'm telling you. And hey, look, if Josh Whedon wants to have Batgirl fight Plastic Man, or I don't know, Taco Bell Man or whatever, hey, just let Josh Whedon do it, because again, it's the Josh Whedon. Look, if Christopher Nolan tomorrow say, hey, I want to make a DC Plastic Man movie, go ahead and make it. Because the thing is, what DC need right now is a good movie. A movie, I'm not talking about like, hey, some people hate, some people like it. I'm talking about a movie where everyone can stand together and say, hey, this is a great movie, or this is just a masterpiece. And everyone can be all love the same movie, like that kind of movie. And so yeah, guys, comment below and let me know what do you think about this whole news here. What with Josh Whedon? What do you think about this whole idea of he joining the DC movie world and making some DC movie. Who do you think Batgirl gonna fight with? Who's gonna be the villain? What's the story gonna be? Do you think that Josh Whedon done with this team up movie and he just gonna do a solo movie, or is he in the future he might decide to go back and do more team up movie with instead this time with Batgirl? If this whole Batgirl and Josh Whedon turn out to be a great success for DC, do you think that Josh Whedon might do another DC film beside Batgirl? Let's say like Green Lantern movie, Flash movie, or even the Martian Manhunter movie? Comment below and let me know. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a very exciting time to be a comic book movie fan. And we have a lot of good things going on. I can't wait to see all these goodies gonna come